welcome you from Cincinnati on a Thursday afternoon. Day baseball today in the Queen City. How about a little brunch with the Brewers today? It's the Brew Crew and the Reds' final game of this three-game series and the rubber game. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Great American Ballpark. Brian Anderson with you. We'll hear from Bill Schroeder and Sophia Minard in just a moment. If you weren't with us last night, it was a 4-hour and 16-minute marathon. And if the Brewers make it to the postseason, it'll be one of the most memorable games of the season. Could be a turning point if the Brewers, in fact, get on a hot streak. Here are some of the sights and sounds from last night.
Hamilton turns on one, and he's going to watch this one fly out of here. It's a drive down the right field line that is hooking, and it hits the foul pole. That one's driven deep right field, and Christian Yelich has done it again. Lorenzen showing bunt, the 1-2 pitch, and he bunted foul. That was up and in. Foul ball will be a strikeout. What's the call? It was a foul ball.
I mean, they're saying he didn't bunt at it. Are you kidding me?
Let's see if he's up there to bunt again. He's not. He swings and he launches one out of here. You knew it was coming. Could use a big hit right now. First man on, Moustakas, scope in the air, center field. Back on it is Hamilton. He is at the wall, and this one's going to fly out of here. Yelich drives one right center field. That's going to get down. We are tied at 10. It'll be a triple for Yelich. The cycle for Christian Yelich. Hernandez back on the mound, and Moustakas sends one deep to right, and the Brew Crew has taken the lead in the 8th inning. And it's in the dirt. Here comes Hamilton. Soria flips to the plate. Hamilton did not touch the plate, and he's out. The inning is over. Here comes the call. Safe. Tie game. Aguilar into center field. That is way back there. Williams on the run. He's at the wall. This one is gone. Jesus Aguilar has given the Brewers the lead. 2-1. Ground ball. Great play. Moustakas to his feet. Throw to first in time. And the Brewers win. Milwaukee wins an absolute gut check tonight in Cincinnati.
What a game it was. And now the Brewers in position to win the series. They'll give the ball to left-hander Wade Miley. It's getaway day. Series on the line. It's the Brewers and the Reds coming up next from Cincinnati. with you. Today's game being produced by Dan Keener, directed by Phil Malika. Great to have you with us this afternoon, this morning, perhaps wherever you are. And let's check that Craig Council batting order today. The Brewers rolling back with Lorenzo Cain, Christian Yelich, and Jesus Aguilar at the top of the order today. Aguilar back in the starting lineup. And then it's Braun, Scope, and Moustakas in the middle. Perez, Kratz, and Miley will round out the starting 9. Perez gets the call at short today. And that's the Potawatomi batting order for the Brewers. Facing left-hander Cody Reed, making just his second start as a Red. Was a regular starter down in AAA Louisville for Cincinnati. And his first pitch is away for ball 1, and away we go. Last game in Cincinnati of the season for Milwaukee. Cody Reed, 17 starts in AAA, and they rearranged their rotation utilizing an off day, bumping up a couple of their starters. And Reed gets the ball on this Thursday, the final game of the series.
Yeah, first start for Reed since his debut this year in April. His first start, his first appearance was a starting opportunity. His third different stint. He was down in the minor leagues May, June, and July. He got called back up in August. Has spent the majority of that time in the bullpen, making a start here today.
Lorenzo Cain carries a 15-game on-base streak. Has an 11-game hitting streak. His on-base percentage is second best in the league behind Joey Votto. He's getting on base at a 40% clip, and Cain draws the walk, and that's how the day begins for the Brew Crew offensively.
Well, the Reds have shaken up their lineup just a bit. A long game yesterday, so a couple of guys getting some time off. You got Irvin, Williams, and Schebler in the outfield. Dixon at third, Peraza, Herrera up the middle. Joey Votto back from the disabled list, so Votto at first, and Casale behind home plate.
Joey Votto returning from the DL after he was hit by a pitch a couple of weeks ago. Here is Christian Yelich, who takes strike 1. That's a big bat back in. They did have that late scratch with Eugenio Suarez with mid-back tightness was the reason given. He was in the original lineup today for Riggleman. Yelich bounces to Votto, and he'll go to first for the out. Christian Yelich coming off that 6-hit performance last night, retired in his first at-bat this afternoon.
The Brewers have 2 left-handed hitters in their starting lineup today. You got Yelich and Moustakas. Both of those guys with big days at the plate yesterday. 10 hits between the 2 of them, so they get to start against a left-hander today.
Yelich with the first cycle of his career among those 6 hits, and the first as a Brewer since the 2011 season. Jesus Aguilar now with 30 homers on the year, and his 30th home run was a big one last night. It gave the Brewers the lead in the 10th inning. Hit a bomb off of Raisel Iglesias. Brewers would get another run on an Eric Kratz RBI single, and they would need that one because the Reds scored in the bottom of the 10th. Not enough time in a broadcast open today to go through every detail of that tremendous victory last night, but bottom line, Brewers were down 4 runs at one point after 6 innings, fought their way back. Cincinnati then took the lead until Aguilar hit a home run to lead off the 10th.
Into the camera wall out there in center field, a absolute blast. And Aguilar did not start in yesterday's ball game, but came up with that big home run in the 10th.
That was in our Cricket Smile spotlight. Jesus Aguilar's home run, his first since August 12th. He had gone 55 consecutive plate appearances without a home run, and there was no doubt about that one. 30 homers for Aguilar after a 16-homer season last year. Now he is no stranger to the 30 home run club. He accomplished that feat on a couple of occasions in the minor leagues with the Cleveland Indians, and that's probably even more impressive because it's a schedule that's about 20 games shorter in the minor leagues. Let's see if Aguilar can get back on that home run binge now.
Yeah, the offense seems to be clicking along pretty nicely. A lot of the guys in the lineup are swinging the bats well. The Brewers with 4 homers last night. Reds hit 5 of them, So it was a long ball event last night.
2-2 to Aguilar with Kane at second base. And way inside, almost hit him. That home run last night by Yelich kept a streak alive for the Brewers. The Brewers have now hit home runs in 21 consecutive games here at Great American Ballpark. Most by any opponent. Most consecutive homer streak of any team. And that's 47 home runs in those 21 consecutive games with a home run.
And that includes the Reds, who play here at home.
Yeah, the Brewers now Powerball home run number 47 in the last 21 games at Great American Ballpark after the 4 last night. Aguilar, a shot right back up the middle, right to the Red second baseman Herrera, who takes care of Aguilar for out number 2. Shift got him that time.
And not sure if that got a piece of Reed or not, but it was right at him. If it didn't hit him, not sure how it didn't. Nope, did miss him. And you can see Herrera right there waiting for the one hopper.
That'll bring up Ryan Braun with Kane at second base. Braun hitting cleanup today. Ryan comes in with 14 homers, 49 runs batted in. He's been swinging the bat well lately. Was 8 for 20 on the homestand with a couple of RBIs. He's hitting over 300 against the Reds this year. 13 hits and 43 at bats, and a couple of hits in this series. 2 for 8.
Every now and again, Craig Counsell giving him some time off. Kind of Eric Thames has been the odd man out, particularly in the outfield. He got to start at first yesterday, did Eric. He's trying to keep everybody actively involved, this Craig Counsell. Has been a challenge so far.
Craig Counsell had a grind him out affair last night. The manager said he was completely fried after that game last night. I think as everybody was. That was a game that began in a rain delay. It was a 27-minute rain delay to start, and then it was a 4-hour and 16-minute 10-inning game.
And a bunch of lead changes back and forth all night long.
Yeah, each team led 4 times in the game. Reds gave up all 4 of their leads. The Brewers held on to the 4th lead, which helped them secure the win last night. Kind of felt like a last at-bat winner, whoever it was going to be last night. But the Brewers were able to prevail. Jeremy Jeffress pitched the final 2 innings. Mike Moustakas had 4 hits and 3 runs batted in. And of course, Christian Yelich with the 6-hit game, including the cycle. Ground ball over to third base. And Dixon will take care of Braun to end the inning. So the Brewers get a lead walk, strand a runner at second. Now it's Wade Miley on the mound for Milwaukee.
the first. A leadoff walk by Kane. He's left stranded at second. And now the Reds are coming up. Scott Schebler will hit leadoff today for Jim Riggleman. Jose Peraza, then Joey Votto. Phillip Ervin, Kurt Casale, and Dilson Herrera in the middle. Brandon Dixon, Mason Williams, and Cody Reed make up the Potawatomi starting 9 for the Redlegs. And left-hander Wade Miley on the mound here today and knows he is pitching without a net to some degree.
Yeah, he's going to have to eat up some innings. 11 started, 232 earned run average. He has been very good here at Great American Ballpark.
Schebler sends a high fly ball to center field. Kane will run it down for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out for the fast tempo of Wade Miley. Both of these pitchers today like to work quickly. Could work into their advantage after a long night last night. Miley will not have to deal with the Reds' top run producer in Eugenio Suarez, who was a late scratch today. But Joey Votto is back in there. Here's Jose Peraza. Now, last night was one of those nights where pitchers beware. Everybody surrendering earned runs for the Brewers last night, with the exception of Corbin Burns. Nobody escaped that one last night without ERA damage. Brewers did make a couple of transactions today. Sophia will get into that in just a bit. But the Brewers have added to their pitching ranks today. There's a little pop-up by Peraza. Back is Aguilar, and he's got it for out number 2.
Well, let's check out the Brewers defensively. You got Braun, Kane, and Yelich in the outfield. The left side of the infield is going to be busy with Miley out there in the man. He likes to throw that cutter. Moustakas, Perez, you figure they're going to be busy over there on the left side. Scope Aguilar on the right side, and Eric Kratz behind home plate.
Kratz, probably going to see him the next few days. Manny Pena required stitches on his lip after being hit by a pitch yesterday. He is not on the disabled list, but Manny Pena you don't figure will be available, certainly not to catch anytime soon. The Brewers will expand rosters on Saturday. Not sure if they'll make a move prior to that, so that begs the question, who would catch in an emergency? Figure Hernan Perez might be the candidate in that situation.
Well, it's going to have to be a dire emergency, because you can't really see any scenario where Eric Kratz is going to come out, one of the toughest guys that you'll see behind home plate. We talked about Wade Miley and his success in this ballpark. He's 4-0 in 4 starts and a 251 earned run average in a very hitter-friendly ballpark. So he has pitched very well here.
Joey Votto has faced him the most, 12 career at-bats. Does have a home run. This time Miley hits the inside corner, and a strikeout of Votto, and a terrific first inning for Miley. Nice and quick, 1, 2, 3.
here today. How long can he go? Reed has only gone as long as 3 2/3 innings. That was back on August 15th. He's been working predominantly out of the bullpen. And Wade Miley's got to eat up some innings. The bullpen has been used quite a bit. And left side defense going to be important. Miley with that cutter. So you figure Moustakas and Perez are going to be very busy with the ground balls.
Cody Reed back to work. We play in the second inning. No score here at Great American Ballpark. And an early start today. Cincinnati on Eastern time. So a morning start back in the Central Time Zone in Milwaukee. Brewers are headed to Washington, D.C. after the game today. And they'll start a series with the Nationals tomorrow night. Scope, Moustakas, and Perez will start it in this second inning. Scope had a couple of hits last night, including a key 2-run home run last night. Right after the Reds had scored 3 in the 6th inning to take a 10-6 lead. Brewers could have tucked tail and run, but Scope came right back, hit a 2-run homer with nobody out in the 7th inning. And Scope strikes out to start the second.
Yeah, pretty good off-speed pitch for Reed. Yeah, I mean, leads were not long-lived yesterday. I mean, back and forth as we talked about all night long, and it's not a good night for either pitching staff. Incredible offense. The Brewers have really been pounding the baseball. So have the Reds, for that matter, in these 2 games.
I mean, both managers are in a position with bullpen decisions to be made today. You can't imagine that the Reds would use Iglesias today again. He pitched an inning and a third in the opener of the series on Tuesday, and then tried to pitch across 2 innings yesterday before giving up the home run to Aguilar. Mike Moustakas had a big day yesterday. 4 hits, including a home run. Drove in 3 runs. You see Moustakas stepping out. As I mentioned, Cody Reed likes to work quickly, and that's part of his game plan, is to get the hitter a little bit sped up. Moustakas on the ground over to Votto. And there is out number 2.
And that's what you're trying to do. Step out, slow him down a little bit, maybe take him out of his rhythm. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. He's a big dude. 6'3", 230 pounds, 25 years old. His 3rd season in the big leagues. Been back and forth 3 different years.
Primarily been a starter in the minor leagues, and was a starter most of the year this year at AAA. And the Reds are asking him to extend out today. Hernan Perez with 2 away in the second, and fastball misses inside. Brewers do not have a lot of experience against Reed. Just a handful of at-bats across the board. Perez has faced him 4 times. Does have a hit against him. Ryan Braun's homered against Reed, but not a big sample size across the board to get a read on the pitcher Reed. 1-1, swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Perez. Hernan had a key hit last night. Had a double into right center field in the 10th inning, and then later scored on Eric Kratz's base hit. That would prove to be the game-winning run. They needed that one. Little tapper over to mound, going to be a tough play. And Herrera's throw to first is in time. Perez hit the deck and is out at first, and a 3-up, 3-down inning. Good play by the Reds second baseman Dilson Herrera.
Yep, he didn't have the glove very quickly and able to get his man at first by plenty.
Brewers will not challenge. Perez clearly out, and we head to the bottom of the second. No score in Cincinnati.
score between the Brewers and the Reds in this series finale, and the Brewers certainly need a long start from Wade Miley here tonight, but they have made a couple of roster moves to add some much needed depth to that bullpen. They have recalled Jacob Barnes and selected the contract of right-hander Aaron Brooks from AAA Colorado Springs. Last night's starter Freddie Peralta and reliever Taylor Williams were optioned to AAA. Ariel Hernandez was designated for assignment. Now Craig Counsell said that, and specifically with Aaron Brooks, he's the one that will provide the length. He was scheduled to start today for Colorado Springs. Both Barnes and Brooks made it here from Omaha, so he is fully stretched out, and he said he's really thrown the ball as well as anybody there in AAA. Coming out of the All-Star break, he's gone 4-1 with a 2.42 earned run average. And another note for you, Zach Davies will be the starter Monday afternoon against the Cubs. Junior Guerra will remain in the rotation for Sunday afternoon.
All right, Sophia, thank you. As Freddie Peralta will return at the conclusion of the AAA season. And you know Freddie will be back, and he'll get his chance once again in the big leagues. Brewers are fortunate that the AAA ball club Colorado Springs was in the Midwest in Omaha. Pretty easy trip to get those two pitchers here today, and the wheels were already in motion in the middle of the game last night. Matt Arnold, Brewers assistant general manager, is here with the ball club, and of course David Stearns is always on point wherever he is, and those plans were put in play before the game even ended. There's a slow roller to Moustakas, and out number 2 in the second inning as Casali rolls out. Nice play, by the way, by Perez to start this inning.
Yeah, just so free and easy. I mean, makes everything look good. You know, good hands, good throwing arm, very accurate over there, whether it's at shortstop, third base, second base, outfield. And he has been swinging the bat pretty well.
5 in a row for Miley. Here is Dilson Herrera. Among the changes that were made when Eugenio Suarez was a late scratch, Herrera was put into the lineup. Went to second base. That moved Brandon Dixon over to third base. And they juggled their lineup just a little bit.
So Jim Riggleman has a pretty strong bench today. If you look at who they have, the 4 guys on the bench.
There's a swing and a miss, and Miley. Quick work of the Reds in the second inning. His second strikeout. 6 in a row. He's retired on an 8-pitch second inning.
Cubs this Monday through Wednesday. Check out the complete schedule, which includes a Labor Day matinee on Monday. To book your seats, go to brewers.com/tickets.
Thursday afternoon in Cincinnati. You see the Brewers right now. They are 5 back, 6 in the loss column to the division leading Chicago Cubs. Still 6 games remaining with the Cubs. Cubs will be in Atlanta and then Philadelphia. They've got a series with the Phillies
coming up this weekend as they finish up their series with the Mets. Mets beat them yesterday. Cubs are going to be tough to catch, but the Brewers do have those 6 head-to-head matchups with them. Tough to know who to root for right now in this wild card picture. Do you pull for the Cubs to beat all the teams that are in the wild card race, or do you try to make a run at the division? The Brewers will get a very clear answer after these 3 games at Miller Park.
I was going to say, hold off on that decision until Thursday.
This wild card race makes some strange bedfellows, don't they?
Yeah, next Thursday, I mean.
Eric Kratz starts it for the Brewers. No score as we play in the 3rd inning. Each pitcher has retired 6 in a row. Cody Reed started his day with a walk to Kane, but stranded him at second base. Kratz batting for the first time. Miley on deck. And Eric Kratz is on. Boy, he is really seeing the ball well at the plate. He's giving the Brewers some terrific at-bats. Both of the catchers are hitting right now, and that's a good sign for the bottom of the order.
Yeah, bottom of the order starting to be productive. Kratz with that huge base hit with 2 outs in the 10th inning last night to give the Brewers a 2-run lead. Ringing base hit into right center.
Had a game-tying 2 RBI single last Friday against the Pirates. Wade Miley showed bunt, pulled the bat back, takes ball 1. At the corner infielders crashing in on him. Miley's a good hitter, handles the bat well, he runs well. Kratz is not blessed with great speed, so it takes a pretty good bunt to advance the runner to second base in a situation like this.
Man, bunted toward first base. Votto holding the runner. He's not moving around 100%. I imagine he's going to be a little tentative on that sore knee.
First 2 ground balls he's played today, he's been jumpy.
Yeah.
Not smooth.
It looked like the one he got, it looked like he was going to go to second base, but thought better of it.
He's been out with a knee injury. He was hit by a pitch against the Nationals a couple of weeks ago and put him on the disabled list. Miley bunts it foul. 2-1 to count. That's been a big bat missing for the Reds. We did not see Votto at all on the last homestand. And just returning here for the final game of the series. There's a shot back up the middle, the old Butcher Boy play, and Wade Miley with a single. First hit of the game for the Brewers comes from their pitcher, and Milwaukee with 2 on to start the inning.
Yeah, just executed perfectly. The corners are crashing. He shows bunt, pulls it back and gets it on the ground. I mean, you can't ask for any better job than that from Miley. The key is to pull the bat back in time to be able to get a good swing, and he did that. You see the bat back and bangs it right back through the middle. The drawn in infield. He's able to scoot it into center field.
5th hit of the year for Wade Miley. To the top of the order now in Lorenzo Cain.
And it will be interesting to see how long Reed can go. We talked about it. His longest outing was actually a relief outing, 3 2/3 innings. That's been it.
Been pitching out of the bullpen for the Reds this month of August since being called back up. Cain, a chopper to third base. Nice play by Dixon. Out at second. Throw to first is in time. That was a heck of a play by Brandon Dixon to start a 5-4-3 double play and get the speedy Cain.
Yeah, timed his lead to be able to get the high chopper, and then the rest became easy. That's a pretty good play right there, right in the webbing of the glove. Good flip over to Herrera, and they're able to finish the double play.
That can't be an easy throw with the momentum going in that direction.
And very easily you could have just slipped out of the hands and into right field.
So Kratz in sub at third base. Here is Christian Yelich now. And Yelich beats it into the ground foul. First 6-hit game for the Brewers last night by Yelich since Gene Segura had a 6-hit affair back in 2013. Segura now with the Mariners, an all-star this year. He's got a chance at a batting title this season.
Yeah.
He's been swinging the bat well in Seattle, but These are the National League batting average leaders today. Yelich hitting .318, Jeanette, then Ben Zobrist. All three coming out of the Central Division. There's a shot off the pitcher's backside. He'll recover, and Yelich is out, and the inning is over. A well-placed shot from the pitcher's perspective. Took right in the hide, and it saved him a run. Still scoreless. We go to the bottom of the third. We remind you that the Brewers Mini Marathon is right around the corner. Volunteers are needed for the Saturday, September 22nd race at Miller Park. Volunteers receive an official event t-shirt, ticket voucher for a 2019 regular season game, and you get entry into the post-race tailgate party. For details, visit foxsportswisconsin.com/events or brewersmini.com. Wade Miley back to work. We head to the home third, and Brandon Dixon, who just started a nifty 5-4-3 double play, will lead off for the Redlegs. He hit a mammoth home run last night, longest home run of the night. That came in the 10th inning of Jeremy Jeffress. Got the Reds within a run in the bottom of the 10th. You flash that kind of power, you certainly earn a little respect in that dugout, and Riggleman has him in the lineup today.
No kidding. Over the batter's eye in center field, over the camera well, actually. We thought Aguilar's was hit pretty well, which it was, but Dixon's went further.
Well, the Brewers had a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 10th, and as soon as he hit it, you knew it was gone. And it was just one of those games. No lead was safe. Dixon on the first pitch hit a 97-mile-an-hour fastball up over the camera well in center.
Yeah, which means we're due for a 1-0 game. Game of averages, you know. Have you ever heard that?
A correction is in order.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, those games, they're fun, the back and forth offensive affairs, but that would be tough to deal with on a nightly basis from a manager's perspective. That's a little flare out to Aguilar. Only man on that side of the infield, and he'll haul it in for the out, and 7 in a row retired by Wade Miley.
That's that cutter in on his fists. Good pitch. And that cut fastball is such a big part of what Wade Miley's able to do. He starts it on the corner. That late movement rides in on the hands of a right-handed batter, and he gets his jam shots. He also gets his ground balls to the left side.
One away. Here is Mason Williams. No Billy Hamilton in the starting lineup today. He scored the tying run in the 9th last night, got up limping. He was taken out of the game after that, and he is off here today. So the Reds have a ton of firepower on their bench. I'm not sure how many of them are available tonight.
Well, Jeanette, left-handed, 2 switch hitters, Barnhart, Hamilton, and Suarez. A right-handed batter, all available late in the game for Jim Riggleman. We'll see about Hamilton, though. One thing's for sure, he might not be quite as fast as he normally is if he does get in the game.
Oh, and 2 the count on Mason Williams. Slow roller to Aguilar. He'll go to the bag himself. 8 straight retired by Miley. 2 gone here in the 3rd.
Kind of a short outing for Miley his last time out, and no decision against the Pirates. 5 innings. Gave up 10 hits. It was a 10-hit affair for Miley, but only gave up 2 runs. Needed 91 pitches to get through 5. Kind of an unusual outing for him.
Here's the pitcher, Cody Reed, at the plate. Reed has 4 big league at bats. Pitchers do hit at the AAA level. They start hitting at the AA level. So he has been at the bat plenty. Usually when you play another National League affiliate in the minor leagues, and Miley chops him down quickly. A strikeout from Miley, his 3rd of the game. Each of the first 3 innings has ended in a K. Aguilar, Braun, and Scope coming up. All across baseball, recognizing Ted Williams, the splendid splinter. He's would have celebrated his 100th birthday today. Is he the greatest hitter ever? You could make a strong case for it. Would have turned 100 today. 2-time most valuable player award winner. A service hero as well. Gave up some of his best years to go into the military. And the last hitter to hit 400 in a season. How about a 344 career batting average?
Yeah, how about 388 at the age of 39 years old? Kidding me? Wow.
Yeah, the great Ted Williams. I like what Bob Feller had to say about Ted Williams. Trying to throw a fastball by Ted Williams was like trying to sneak a sunbeam past a rooster in the morning. That's from a Hall of Fame pitcher. Here's Jesus Aguilar. We were talking about Ted Williams on Tuesday, watching Christian Yelich take batting practice and how many home runs he's hitting. Now, their swings are completely different, but you can imagine that Ted Williams looked like Christian Yelich in his prime. Long and lean, strong, I mean, not one of these big muscular guys, but boy, did he pack a punch.
Yes, he did. He was a dead pull hitter too. I mean, he was one of the guys that teams first shifted on.
Yeah, they actually called it the Williams shift back in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah. Yelich far from that, far from a pull hitter, but I get it. I mean, he does look, body style a lot like him.
Wow, there's another shot back to the mound, and Reed catches this one on the ricochet. The last two swings, Reed has gotten hit by the batted ball.
And Aguilar both times has hit a bullet back through the middle, and he's 0 for 2. Check this out. Talk about reflexes. My goodness. He wanted to fire that baseball down like he was upset, but I guess he's fortunate he caught it. Had he not caught it, would have probably gone right off the hip.
Yeah, right towards his hip or rib cage, or that was a direct line. Aguilar, tough break. That left the bat at 90 miles an hour. And Reed was able to snare it. That batted ball by Yelich hit Reed in the backside. If he doesn't knock that one down, that's a run scored for the Brewers in this first inning.
Remember the book that Ted Williams came out with, The Science of Hitting?
Yeah.
It had the the strike zone and the hot zones for Williams. I mean, his worst spot was down and away. I think it was like 270.
That was his worst spot.
Yeah. Everything else, I mean, bright red. I mean, some kind of hitter.
Well, I read that book, and that was kind of like your hitting Bible back then for pre-internet days when those various instructional books came out. Ted Williams got that idea from a lot of the golf instructional books that were very popular at the time. That one's bobbled by Dixon. He recovers, and Braun is retired. And Sophia, the Brewers had some conversation about Ted Williams. I know the Brewers skipper Craig Counsell was always a follower of Williams and his style of hitting.
About that book, The Art of Hitting, which he wrote in the 1970s, and Craig Counsell said, it's funny kind of what old is new again, that Ted Williams was really the first one to really document kind of the science, the art of hitting. He described him as sort of a scientist of hitting, so he explained it to the rest of us, how to hit a ball like Ted Williams. And he said specifically with the launch angle, all of that is kind of written in that book. And he said even though we think it's like new now, he said really it's like what old is new. So he shared a great story too, that his father John, who obviously worked in the Brewers front office many years ago, he said he had a copy of the book in his bedside drawer, and Counsell shared that when he was rifling through the drawers as a kid, he found the book and didn't understand until he was older that book was full of hitting secrets.
Yeah, no question. Got to be careful rifling through your father's drawer of books.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to find.
Scope grounds one to short, and that'll retire the side. 3 up and 3 down. The Brewers go in order. A couple of shots off the pitcher. We head to the bottom of the 4th in Cincinnati.
The Reds had a crazy game last night, and so did the Red Sox at Fenway Park. An 11-run seventh inning. They came into the inning down 5-3. They had just 3 hits in the game, and then the Red Sox offense just went off. They had 12 hits, 11 runs. They sent 15 to the plate. That helped them win the game 14-6 over the Marlins. They swept that 2-game series. They now move to 92-42 with a 7.5-game lead over the Yankees.
Such an impressive year they have going under first-year manager Alex Cora. 92 wins. Yankees have the second best record in baseball with 84 wins. They're 7.5 back. Yankees are 84-49, and they're 7.5 back.
Yeah.
And the Red Sox, who got swept by the Tampa Bay Rays, back to their winning ways against another Florida team.
You got to figure, you know, the Boston Red Sox, I know the fan base may be feeling a little pressure. I mean, I think anything less than getting to the World Series, maybe even winning a World Series, is going to be a disappointment, right, at this point, the way they've been playing.
I think you're right. That's the way they roll in Boston. Wade Miley facing Scott Schebler back to the top of the order, and Schebler down the right field line fair. That's going to go to the wall. Yelich will dig it out. Schebler into second base with a double. And the first hit of the game for the Reds comes to lead off the 4th inning.
Schebler's been having a rough series, but able to center on that one right there. And it's a double down the line, so we'll lead off runner at second base for the Reds, with nobody out. And rips that one down the right field line, and Christian able to gobble it up and hold him to a double.
Only the second hit of the game. Miley has the other. The Brewer pitcher had a single, and the lone Brewer safety. Now a bunt attempt by Peraza. It's a foul ball. Yeah, go figure this game, right? Last night, Brewers set a season high in hits, had 22 hits last night. 36 hits combined in the game last night. And the Brewers won at 13-12 in 10 innings. Tonight, or today, just 2 hits thus far. Both of these pitchers off to good starts.
Yeah, maybe a pitcher's duel today. Who knows? I mean, last 2 games have been filled with a lot of offense.
And those were the combined numbers from last night. 9 homers in the game. The Brewers hit 4. 16 extra base hits. And bad night for all the pitchers across the board.
And 16 runs the night before between the 2 teams.
Brewers used 5 relievers last night. Jeremy Jeffress had the only multi-inning outing, 2 innings. There's a swing out of Miss Peraza out in front, and it's 2-2.
You wonder how both of these managers are going to get to the finish line today. They figure Jeffress is down. He might be able to give you maybe a couple of batters, maybe an inning. I doubt it, but you know Iglesias is not going to pitch today. At least you think he's not.
Reds used 6 relievers in last night's game. 2-2 the count, and a bouncing ball. Moustakas picks up a short hop and throws Peraza out. First out of the inning. Nice pickup there by Moustakas.
Kind of a tricky hop, and a good job by Miley not allowing Peraza to advance the base runner. That's that cut fastball. Awfully difficult to hit that ball to the right side. A nice pickup, good throw to first. Schebler has to stay at second.
Moustakas made a beautiful play to end the game last night. Diving stop at third. And then what was interesting about that play last night, as he was getting to his feet to make a throw, he wiped his hand, which is full of dirt at this point, wiped his hand, his throwing hand, on his pants, and then grabbed the ball out of his glove and fired a strike to first to end the game. All in one quick motion. It was impressive.
You can do that when the guy hits a bullet right at you at third base. Plenty of time to make the throw.
Going to make sure he didn't have a lot of dirt on his hand to make that throw. And it was a wet night last night as well. Hot and humid. Started with a rain delay. There's a strike to Joey Votto. Quickly 0-2 on Votto. Votto, a strikeout victim his first time up.
National League leader in on-base percentage, Joey Votto, getting on base at a .422 clip. Lorenzo Cain is second in that category. Let's give you a look at that play last night. Check this out by Moustakas.
You see the right hand down in the dirt and knows he has time, wipes his hands on his pants and makes a good throw to first. And no problem.
Savvy. He's made a few diving plays in his career, right?
Yeah, he's done that before.
Votto on the ground to Aguilar. This will be the second out of the inning. On the play, Schebler to third. Joey Votto is 0 for 2. And Miley a chance to get out of this inning now. 2 gone. Runner at third for Phillip Ervin.
Boy, Miley really doing a good job keeping the ball on the ground.
That's the 5th ground ball out. Miley has 3 strikeouts. And the other 3 outs in the air. First inning, Miley's had a pitch out of the stretch, giving up the leadoff double. He retired the first 9 to start the game. There's a bouncer right back to the mound. Miley will make the throw to first, and the inning is over. Miley strands a runner at third, works around a leadoff double. We are still scoreless going to the 5th.
On Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Hupy and Abraham. Voted best, rated best. Hupy and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. By Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati, Ohio, on the banks of the Ohio River. We are scoreless. Last game of the year for the Brewers in this ballpark. And Mike Moustakas will lead off. A baseball got loose down near the Brewer bullpen. Moustakas will start it, then Perez, and then Eric Kratz. Brewers are at the bottom of their order, 6, 7, and 8, and there's a base hit. Moustakas on the first pitch. Clean single to center field. Second hit of the game for Milwaukee to go along with 2 walks. And the Brewers get it started here in the 5th.
Yeah, uncharted territory for Reed right now as a big leaguer anyway this year, working in his 5th inning. We'll see if he may be showing signs of tiring, maybe making some mistakes, and see if the Brewers can take advantage.
Reed's probably going to have a couple of bruises on his body after this one. He has taken 2 shots off the body. One right around the hip that he caught, and the other was a hot ground ball by Yelich that hit him in the backside. 25-year-old Cody Reed, Mississippi native. There's a little soft line drive into left field. Hernan Perez with a base hit, and now 2 are on to start the 5th inning for the Brewers.
Hey, the race for the MLB playoffs is well underway, and you can catch all the must-see action with MLB.TV Premium, now available for the low price of $49.99. Accessible on most of your favorite devices. MLB.TV Premium offers HD streams of all out-of-market games. Learn more at MLB.TV.
Here's Eric Kratz. First ball swinging, fouls it away. Kratz drew a walk in the 3rd inning. Brewers had 2 on to start the 3rd inning. And then Reed got a double play ball out of Lorenzo Cain. Brewers would strand a runner at 3rd in that frame. That was that ground ball by Yelich right off Reed's rear end. Kratz out in front of 1. Eric's season batting average at .264. With runners in scoring position this year, he's hitting .257. Has 4 homers on the season, and a wave and a miss. He fooled him that time, and that's a big strikeout for Reed against the 8th place hitter. Now the pitcher Miley coming up.
Got him on a slider down and in. It's been basically fastball, slider, changeup for Reed. Throwing the baseball well. 88 down in the zone.
Wade Miley showing bunt, drops it down, foul. You can just tell by Miley's actions he's comfortable with the bat. Of all the pitchers the Brewers have that hit, the starting pitchers, when you walk into Miller Park and the starting pitchers are taking BP on the field, let's just say Miley's the one who looks most position player like.
Yeah. And he's the one that really does look like he incorporates that into his at-bats during the game. There have been a lot of pitchers over the years that look really good in batting practice and really don't have much of a chance in the game, but that's not Miley.
Bunts another one foul, and it's 0-2 now.
A lot of position players that look good in batting practice.
What do they call them? 430 hitters?
Broadcasters? Some of them.
Broadcasters. Yeah, you never want to hear a scout say about a player, hey, he takes some of the best batting practice you'll ever see.
Yeah, he's a great 5 o'clock hitter.
Here's the 0-2, and Miley takes a ball down and away. Cody Reed pitching in the 5th inning. Has 1 away. Miley bunts it foul, and that'll be a strikeout. So the 3rd K for Reed. Miley, normally an excellent bunter, unable to advance the runners. Now 2 men are out. Here comes Lorenzo Cain.
I think it's that crossfire action from Reed that kind of gets you a little bit uneasy, especially a pitcher batting up there left-handed. Looks like he's throwing the ball right at you, so really not so willing to get your chin in there.
2 on, 2 outs, and Cain on the first pitch, a little tapper, and this is going to go for an infield hit for Lorenzo Cain. Boy, he is stacking up a lot of those this year, but Cain keeps his hitting streak alive. It is at 12 in a row now, on base for the 2nd time, and now the bases are loaded in the 5th inning.
And another good pitch, and check this bounce out right here. Takes a left turn on Dixon. And a lot of those come. There you go. It was a deflection actually from Reed. That's what it was. Reed knocked it down and knocked it away from Dixon. Not sure if he had a play anyway.
Now Lorenzo's on base streak continued with a walk in the 1st. Now his hitting streak continues. Here is Yelich now. Yelich is 0 for 2. Hit the ball sharply last time up with 2 outs and a runner at third. Hit it right off the pitcher, who recovered to throw him out. Brewers have been leaning on Christian Yelich a lot lately. They're going to ask another big hit out of him here in the 5th. Cincinnati does have activity in their bullpen. 2 years ago, Reed was a starting pitcher at age 23 with the Reds and had a 7-inning performance, a couple of 5-inning outings, but he has not reached this level in the major leagues this season, even in the last 2 years, even though he's been starting in AAA. Basically for a month he's been pitching out of the bullpen.
Right.
3-0 to Yelich with the bases loaded. It's ball 4. And with a lefty-lefty matchup in his favor, Reed walks Yelich. It's an RBI the easy way, and the Brewers score the first run of the game.
Yeah, but that's going to do it for Cody Reed. I would imagine Jim Riggleman's got to be very pleased with the way Reed was able to handle himself, get into the 5th inning. So 9 RBIs now for Christian Yelich in this 3-game series. Not a bad series for Christian.
Yeah, what a run he's on. Draws the walk with the bases loaded, gives the Brewers the lead, and now a pitching change in Cincinnati. The Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. Riverboats are out on the Ohio River and on the banks of the Ohio. Great American Ballpark. Cody Reed is out. He goes 4 2/3 innings, running into trouble here in the 5th. Walks Christian Yelich with the bases loaded. Now 2 men are out. Michael Lorenzen is in. We saw him last night. He was right in the middle of the fray last night. He pitched across 2 innings and hit a 3-run homer for the Reds. He's facing Aguilar now, and he takes strike 1.
Also gave up 3 runs. Lorenzen fastball slider. He's got a really good fastball. He likes that pitch.
Aguilar pops it up. Williams settles under it, and Aguilar strands the bases loaded. But the Brewers do get 1, and they have struck first here in Cincinnati. 1-0 Milwaukee.
year, Brewers Community Foundation proudly serves as a catalyst for good in the Wisconsin community, and the Brewers fans in particular play a big part in supporting local children and their families. So BCF thanks you for your ongoing support all season long.
Okay, Sophia, thanks. Here we go to the Reds half of the 5th inning. Kurt Casale will lead off. Wade Miley pitching well. Gave up a leadoff double last inning. First hit he's allowed. And stranded Schebler at third base eventually. Miley has retired 12 out of 13 today. Surrendering just the 1 hit. Casale a 3-hit game last night. He bounced out his first time up. 2 balls and a strike, and Casale rolls it foul. The former Tampa Bay Ray, Kurt Casale, first-year Red. Riggleman emptying his bench here tonight, getting some players starts. There's a called strike 3. Casale is rung up. And Wade Miley with his 4th K. That's how he starts the 5th inning.
Incredibly efficient so far today as we work here in the 5th inning. Yep, slider right at the bottom of the strike zone. Can't do it any better than that. Good job of sticking the landing by Eric Kratz, making it look good. It's all working for him today. They had the cutter, the curveball. That slider's been a good pitch. And a changeup. That's a good curveball. Not getting the call on that one.
Dilson Herrera, the batter for the Reds. He was a strikeout victim to end the 2nd inning. Late add to the lineup with Suarez out with back tightness. No Suarez, no Jeanette in the lineup for the Reds today. Votto returns from the DL. And Miley has carved him up thus far. The Brewers did give Miley the option to leave last night's game early. Brewers team hotel is not very far from the ballpark in downtown Cincinnati. Miley decided to hang in there. On a 3-1 pitch, a pop-up in the infield. Miley comes back from 3-0 down in the count, gets an out. 2 up and 2 down here in this 5th.
Hey, today's time of the game winner, the Iron Nugget Restaurant in Hurley. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite Iron Nugget Restaurant.
That sounds like a perfect spot on a Thursday afternoon. Brandon Dixon now with 2 away. There's a liner into right field, but right at Yelich, and Miley quickly through the 5th. 1-2-3 inning, picks up his 4th K. 1-0 Brewers. 5 in the books.
Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota. Let's go places.
Thursday afternoon in Cincinnati, and the Brewers and the Reds already with 5 innings in the books. The Brewers lead 1-0. Ryan Braun swinging away at the first pitch, and Votto will take it to the bag for out number 1. A lot of early swings and counts. Michael Lorenzen pitching in his second inning. Brewers had a chance to knock it open last inning. Jesus Aguilar was at the plate with the bases loaded, and Lorenzen got him to fly out to center field. So Lorenzen's retired his first 2 batters faced. Here is Jonathan Schoop now. Schoop hit that home run last night off Lorenzen. 2-run blast after Lorenzen had hit a 3-run homer at the plate. Amazingly, Lorenzen has hit 4 homers this season. 3 of them have come against the Brewers, including a grand slam. This is a relief pitcher who is used often as a pinch hitter, and typically when he pitches in scenarios just like this, he'll stay on to go multiple innings and get an at bat.
And none of them really cheaper wall scrapers, were they? I mean, bombs.
Schoop into center field. Williams is there to make the play. 2 men are out in the 6th inning.
And when he hit yesterday off of Taylor Williams, that slider, about halfway up that grandstands out there in left center. Look at the arms on that guy. That doesn't look like a pitcher.
Now Lorenzen was a 2-way player. Probably going to start to see more 2-way players. We saw the emergence of Shohei Ohtani with the Angels. Mike Moustakas with 2 outs. Had a single and a run scored his last time up at the plate, presented by Blaze Pizza. Moustakas had a single on the first pitch he saw last inning, and he chased one this time. A strikeout for Lorenzen, and the Brewers are gone in the top of the 6th inning. 1-0 Milwaukee. Reds are coming up at the bottom of the 6th.
With a 1-0 lead, and we've seen the Jesus glare all season. Now we want you to show us yours. Send us your photos doing your Jesus impersonation to Pound Glare Like Aguilar on Friday during the broadcast. We'll show you some of our favorites.
Is that like bend it like Beckham, glare like Aguilar?
Is that hashtag or pound? What is it?
What'd you say?
I said pound.
Nah,
it's hashtag?
That's a bogey.
Hashtag glare like Aguilar.
Come on, Rock.
Come on, I'm new to this. This is a Fox card. These are usually yours.
Hashtag Aguilar. Glare like Aguilar.
I corrected myself.
It's a swing and a liner into center field. That's going to fall. A base hit. Mason Williams.
It does have a pound sign on it.
Or a hashtag.
Hashtag glare like Aguilar.
You have to write that out phonetically next time.
Well, show us some of our favorites.
You won't make that mistake again. That hashtag is how you know all the people that are involved in that particular endeavor. Michael Lorenzen at the plate with a lead runner on. Let's see if he's up there to bunt. He is not, and he swings and fouls it away. I wouldn't have him bunt either.
Yeah, well, saying pound, glare like Aguilar is kind of like when I'm at home and I don't fill the dishwasher properly. And I'm asked not to do it again.
That's
who's actually benefiting from that.
That's strategic.
Yeah.
How you arrange the dishwasher is such a personal thing, though. No one can really do it the way you do.
I fit about 3 things in there. That's all that fits.
You're not one of those guys that doesn't rinse out the dish before you put it in.
That's a must. You got to clean them before they get clean.
You can't just put it in there. Lorenzen, 4 home runs this season. 3 of them against Milwaukee. He's hit 5 in his career. And every pitcher knows you have to attack Lorenzen like a position player. He was a star at Cal State Fullerton, hitter and pitcher, part of the College World Series team. Made an appearance in right field this year against Cleveland. That's a ground ball to second. Scope got a chance to turn it. Perez, the flip to first, and it is not in time. Lorenzen beats it out. Close play at first base. Lorenzen sprinting down the line.
And he can run a little bit too. That looked like a certain double play, and Brewers executing it, but Lorenzen at this point able to beat it at first base.
Clearly out at second. Perez was on the bag, and that one's bang bang. And I think Craig Counsell wants the umpires to take a look at this. He's going to challenge this. Not sure if the challenge is at first or second. That's what Riggleman wants to clarify. You never know on double play balls if they're challenging the play at second or at first, but let's see. Ball and glove there. Yeah, he's out.
Looks out, yeah.
Bang bang play.
Yeah, looks out. We'll see what they come up with. We are out of the predicting game these days.
This will be a quick review, and out is the call. So a 4-6-3 double play wipes out the leadoff single. And the call is overturned. Counsell wins the challenge, and we go back to the top of the order and Scott Schebler. Schebler had the first hit of the day for the Reds. A double to right down the right field line. Was left stranded in that 4th inning at third base. That snapped an 0 for 17 for Schebler. And Miley deals him a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schebler one of 3 left-handed hitters among the position player grouping in the lineup against Miley. A big hack and a foul, and it's 1-2 on Schebler. Schebler's got plenty of pop. 12 home runs on the year.
He's been vulnerable to high fastballs. I'm not sure that Miley wants to mess around with that. His It's been a difficult pitch on him in this series, but you got to have something behind it.
Miley wants to start over with Kratz. Ready with a 1-2. And a swing and a foul off the home plate umpire, Nick Marley. Looks like Marley may have something with his mask, or was it a dirt spray? Oh, he just needs some baseballs. He's all right.
And maybe a snap came loose. No, that connects the padding to the actual wire mask. That's easily remedied. The shoulder, then mask.
1-2 the count on Schebler. 2 outs in the Cincinnati 6th. Tried that high fastball. Miley's got good velocity today. That one at 93. Warm afternoon in Cincinnati. Miley working fast. The 2-2 is down low for a ball, a little bit inside as well. 3-2 now. Shift is on for Schebler. 3 infielders on the right. Peraza due next. Payoff pitch. Swinging a foul. Miley has been on the attack. Had big trouble last year with the Orioles with command problems. Had a mechanical fix this offseason. The Brewers invited him to spring training. It was a non-roster invitee. And he pitched well this spring despite an injury. That one misses inside. Ball 4.
The first walk by Wade Miley. 2 outs, nobody on.
Last year in the American League, Miley led baseball in walks. He, on average, walked 5.3 batters per 9 innings last year. That number is significantly better this year. He's at 3.8 coming into play today. His strikeouts are down, but his walks are down as well. Miley has a fresh arm for the home stretch, spending most of his season on the disabled list. 2 stints on the DL. He's been back on the active roster for about 6 weeks now, and today making his 9th start since coming back from the DL. He made 2 starts in May after he was injured this spring, had a groin strain this spring, but he had pitched well enough in the first 3 weeks of spring training to earn a spot on the roster. So he came back. He made 2 starts in May. One of them against the Indians lasted just a third of an inning. An oblique injury in that one. Little slow roller out to Scope. He'll go to first, and the side is retired, and Miley keeps the shutout intact. He's only given up 2 hits. Wade Miley and the Brewers lead it 1-0.
section 238 of the left field Lowe's bleachers for most Brewers home games this season. To secure your club Goodwill tickets, visit left field ticket window number 40 as soon as the ballpark gates open. Learn more at brewers.com.
We are in the 7th inning in Cincinnati. This one moving along quickly. Brewers have a lead. Got a run in the 5th inning. Hernan Perez leading off this 7th inning. Brewers got a bases loaded walk from Yelich in the 5th. That was the last batter the starter Cody Reed faced. Lorenzen's been in there since. Shot right back to the mound, recovers, and Perez is thrown out.
Oh boy.
That's the 3rd one today that the Brewers have hit back to the mound that have ended up as outs.
Target practice out there. Yeah, but each one of them has taken away a base hit. This is a surefire base hit into center field. Even with Herrera shading up the middle, no way he gets there on that line drive. That one hit Lorenzen, able to recover and get the out.
Took a direct hit to the leg. 102 miles an hour off the bat from Perez. And for the 3rd time today, the Brewers come up empty on a line drive up the middle. So 1 out. Here comes Kratz. And let's check in with Sophia. Got an update on Manny Pena.
Yeah, after he was hit in the face last night and had to exit the game, there is good news for Manny Pena. He did have to have 5 stitches on that lip. It is pretty swollen today, so he's dealing with the laceration there, but he passed all the concussion tests. Nothing fractured or structural damage there, so that's good news for Manny. He said he considered himself to be very fortunate. Now, they would love to stay away from him until the rosters expand on Saturday, September 1st, but obviously they're going to need him available in an emergency situation. Jason Schauger already has the C-flap helmet out here available for him should he need it. Manny told us his brother has been telling him to continue to at least try the C-flap helmet, so he said certainly that's something that he'll consider using once he's ready for game action. So again, they are expecting to have a catcher here on Saturday when rosters expand, and options could be Christian Betancourt or Jet Bandy. Jacob Nottingham is coming back from a wrist injury, and he's not ready to play yet.
Okay, thanks, Sophia. Good stuff there. Manny Pena hopeful that he can buy a few days here without having to catch or play.
Boy, Manny's been getting beat up this year, hasn't he? Behind home plate. He got drilled last night, ends up with stitches, and it's kind of the life of a catcher.
That shot last night, he was very fortunate. The last moment he raised his shoulder, and it was a glancing blow, so it got a piece of the shoulder and then hit him in the face. That could have been a very scary situation if it was a direct hit.
Yeah.
And more hitters starting to wear that C-flap. I think pretty soon here it's going to be standard across baseball.
Yeah, it takes getting used to, though. I mean, it's a little bit more, peripheral vision, very important for hitters. Just got to start it out in spring training and start using it.
Well, a quick inning for Lorenzen with a couple of Ks. Got a shot off the leg. And we are headed to the bottom of the 7th. A reminder that the Brewers host the Giants in the first of a 3-game series on Friday, September 7th, and all 5 county residents can save 50% on tickets for that matchup. To lock in your discounted seats, head to brewers.com/5county today. Well, this one just the opposite of what we saw last night. A hitter's paradise last night. 25 combined runs in a 10-inning Brewer win. This one belongs to the pitchers, and Wade Miley has a shutout through 6 innings, just a 2-hitter, a double by Schebler, a single by Williams. But now Miley will face the middle of this Reds batting order: Votto, Irvin, and Casale. Votto is 0 for 2 with a strikeout.
And just keep in mind, as this game goes on, Jim Riggleman has a pretty strong bench to go to.
Pretty balanced spray chart for Votto on the ground. The Brewers do put a shift on for Votto, expecting him to pull on the ground. StatCast AI powered by AWS. And Votto trying to shoot one to the opposite field. 2-1 the count. Riggleman has a 4-man bench. Scooter Gennett, Eugenio Suarez, Billy Hamilton, and Tucker Barnhart. Votto in the air to center field, got jammed a little, and Kane is right there for out number 1. Joey Votto is 0 for 3 in his return from the DL.
I figure it's going to take him a little while to get dialed in. Joey Votto, I mean, one of the best hitters in the game, very patient. And Wade Miley just on the top of his game. Good pitch, only 83 miles an hour, and able to jam Votto. Actually got it down on the end of the bat. He pulled the hands in a little bit too far. Yeah, the benefits of that cutter. It looks like that's what that pitch was.
Here is Irvin now.
Cutter, curveball, changeup, all 3 outstanding today.
On a start the Brewers desperately needed out of Wade Miley today. Pitching deep into a game. There's a strike to Irvin. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Reds left fielder, who's hit 2 balls on the ground, is 0 for 2. He had a ground out back to the mound his last time up with a runner at third. That has been the best chance for the Reds to score today. Only time they've had a runner into scoring position. 1-2 to Irvin, and a line shot into right, base hit. 3rd hit of the day for the Reds.
A little too much to the plate that time. Irvin doing a good job pulling the hands in, shooting it into right. And check it out. He wants it up, doesn't get it in far enough, and shoots it out there into short right.
2 singles and a double today for the Reds. Miley has walked 1, 4 base runners, wiped out one of those base hits with a double play. That was back in the 6th inning, last inning. Curt Casale is 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. Miley gets a lot of ground balls when he's going well, and needs one here. There's a wave and a foul.
And just keeping the Reds off balance. Good off-speed pitch, had him out in front, one-handed swing.
This is very similar to the game Miley pitched against the Dodgers in late July. Went 7 innings in that game, got a win against Los Angeles. Had 7 innings of 2-hit ball, no runs.
Pitch count in pretty good shape. No reason to think that if he's able to get out of this inning, he can't go out for another. Only 86 pitches.
Second appearance against the Reds this year, and a swing and a miss. Casale a strikeout victim. Miley pulls the string on him and picks up a K, number 5 for Wade Miley.
Yeah, just everything working nicely, inside, outside, down, up in the strike zone when he feels like he needs it. Good changeup right there, and 81 miles an hour. Casale pulls off.
Dilson Herrera as Miley checks on the runner Irvin at first.
Might be a spot where Jim Riggleman would want to put some action on here. Try to generate a little movement offensively. Base runners have been rare today. Miley mostly working from the windup. He does have an excellent move, and he gives you a lot of looks too at first base,
which makes it very difficult to get a jump. Kratz very good at throwing out base runners. Irvin with 4 stolen bases this year. He's been caught once.
There's a liner down the left field line. That's trouble. Braun trying to get to it quickly. Irvin around third. He's going to try to score. Perez's throw to the plate. The tag and safe. Irvin scores from first on a double.
I'm not sure. It looked like Kratz had the plate blocked off. They're going to look at it. It really doesn't matter what Nick Marley calls here, because if the Brewers think he's out, they're going to look at it. It's just the first opportunity to get the out call. This is a good cutoff and relay, all started by Ryan Braun. Hit the cutoff man. He had the right guy out in the short right. I can't imagine how you call him safe, but he did, and they're going to look at it.
And Kratz, I mean, the throw takes him into the running lane, so not a lot he could do about that. I don't know. This is going to be a tough call to overturn. The call on the field is out. There has to be convincing evidence that the tag on the knee, on the right knee.
Well, you can block the plate once you have the baseball, and if the throw takes you into the running lane, that's okay. That's a heck of a job by Kratz, not just to pick that short hop, but to hold on to that baseball when Irvin came crashing into him.
This is
not an easy play.
This is a huge call right here. The Brewers are convinced that he's out. They are starting to walk off the field as they show the replay on the big board, but I'm not so sure. The question is the left knee over the plate when the tag was on the right knee? And then the other question is, was the left knee on the plate? It's not like a base that is elevated. The plate is on level ground with the ground. It's flat. That's what makes these calls so difficult to make.
The home plate umpire in good position to make the call. Of course, he's blocked off a little bit by Kratz. You can see where Nick Marley is.
And the challenge comes back. Safe is the call. The Reds have tied it.
Yep, and if Nick Marley called him out, he would have been out. And the Brewers really haven't gotten too many breaks in this series. They really haven't by this umpiring crew. A bang-bang play. Called safe, confirmed, or I should say call stands back in New York. It was Nick Marley at first base last night that made that big call on the bunt by Lorenzen.
That's a 2-out double for Dilson Herrera. Scores Irvin. And the Reds have tied it at 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now you got to be careful on the first pitch to this guy. Brandon Dixon hit a towering home run last night. First blemish of the game for Miley. Go ahead run at second base for the Reds. And Dixon on that first pitch fouls it away.
Really good cutoff and relay. Good throw by Braun. Good throw by Perez. A heck of a pick and a tag by Eric Kratz. And apparently just a little bit too late. Pretty good slide though by Irvin to get in there safely. Had to adjust his slide based on where Kratz was.
No balls, 2 strikes on Dixon. Brewers will have the top of the order coming up in the 8th inning.
1-2 the count, and a swing and a miss. Miley strikes him out. Reds get a big hit with 2 outs, a double from Herrera, a late add into the lineup. Now it's tied, and the top of the order is coming up. Yeah, it's like that old story when the bear's chasing you, right, in the woods. You don't have to be first, you just can't be last.
Don't be last.
And the Brewers, they don't have to win the top wild card spot, but they certainly don't want to finish third. Still a lot of baseball to be played here. This is a tie game now. Sal Romano is in. Top of the order for the Brewers coming up. We got another thriller ahead of us, it looks like. Very different kind of game than we saw last night, which was epic in its own right. But a pitcher's duel, all even at 1 as we play in the 8th inning.
Yeah, Romano 3 up 3 down. He ended the 5th inning. And took over for Matt Harvey last night. Faced 3 batters, got them all out, and that was it.
Kane, Yelich, and Aguilar due up for Milwaukee. Reds pitching has retired 7 straight. That was Lorenzen who retired those 7 in a row. The only run for the Brewers came on a bases loaded walk in the 5th inning. Yelich with his 9th RBI of the series. Kane has extended his hitting streak to 12 in a row. Got an infield hit in the 5th. Brewers have just 4 hits. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kane.
Romano's been a starting pitcher for the Reds just about all season. And now relegated to the bullpen. I think he's best served out of the bullpen. I mean, fastball, basically 2-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider. Did a good job last night.
One and two, and a swing and a miss. Kane strikes out. Out number 1 here in the 8th inning. Now to bring up Christian Yelich. Time now for today's BP Brighter picture. And we're looking at the 6-hit cycles, meaning you collect 6 hits in a game in which you achieve the cycle, single, double, triple homer. Christian Yelich, the first to do it since Ian Kinsler back at '09, and just the 4th player in Major League history, going back to Bobby Beach in 1920. One thing to get 4 hits and achieve the cycle. 6 hits is another story. Brewers did have a 6-hit game from Gene Segura in 2013. Last time the Reds had a 6-hit game by any player in Cincinnati was Walker Cooper. That was in 1949 when the Reds played at Crosley Field. Oh-2 pitch. Yelich. Layout by Votto. He's got it from his knees in time to get Yelich.
Oh, good play right there. Wow. That's a nice play by Votto and a really good play by Romano to get over there, gets the baseball, and get the bag with his foot all at the same time.
Yelich has been robbed of 2 potential hits today. Does have the lone RBI on that bases loaded walk. But a heck of a play by Joey Votto and his return.
It looked like Yelich got that one down on the end of the bat. And look at Romano, a perfect feed from Votto, and they get the out.
And so 2 men are out. Here comes Jesus Aguilar. Casali will take the long walk to the mound. Jesus with home run number 30 last night. It snapped a tie. Gave the Brewers the lead in the 10th inning. Powerball home run leaderboard. Brewers now with 5 players with 20 or more home runs after Schoop hit number 20 last night. 17 of those for Schoop coming as a member of the Orioles. One away, 8th inning. Make it 2 outs, 8th inning. Aguilar takes a breaking ball low. This is the guy that carried the Brewers in the first half. Made an all-star team for the first time in his career. And Jesus pulls one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reds have a left-hander loosening in their pen.
Yeah, they're only lefty in the pen.
Wandy Peralta. One ball, 1 strike. Aguilar takes it down and in. 2-1 now.
Let's see if he can hang a slider here to the big fella and knock one out of here.
Got the count in his favor. Casali sets up outside. Aguilar takes a ball inside. It's 3-1. Only Max Muncy has a better home run rate than Jesus Aguilar. Max Muncy of the Dodgers, homering every 10.8 at bats. Aguilar every 13 at bats he hits a homer. 3-1. 3-2 now. Jesus has been great with 2 strikes this year as well. 63 hits this year with 2 strikes. Second most in the National League. Trying to get Braun to the plate in this 8th inning. Full count, 2 outs. And it's down low, ball 4. Aguilar will reach and Braun will bat. Two-out walk.
Tried to get him to chase a slider on a full count. Didn't do it. Good patience by Aguilar. He's been waiting back a little bit better as of late. That was obvious last night with that home run to center. And not chasing that last pitch out of the zone.
Well, Braun steps into a big spot. And Braun takes a ball inside. Romano deals. Braun, big swing and a miss.
Trying to work the fastball in, slider away. 96 up and in, got it by Braun.
Braun is homered against Romano.
6 career hits against this pitcher, 6 for 13 with a long ball. Brewers would love one here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braun fouls it away, was late on the fastball. 1-2 the count. Well, Ryan Braun has hit more home runs against the Reds than any other opponent. 42 of them in his career, a 12-year career. He's hit the most home runs in this ballpark, 26 of any other opponent. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Little half swing foul.
Mistake out over the plate, maybe a spinner down the middle of the plate. Romano working him inside with a fastball. Let's see what he goes with. Creeping away.
1-2 the count, and it's in the dirt. Gets by Casale. Now Aguilar's on his way to second. Got to hurry, Jesus, and he slides in safely, barely.
That was slow motion. It took Aguilar a long time to get going. Really didn't know where it was, and kind of assumed that there wasn't going to be a play. Now the Reds are going to look at it. Slider in the dirt, goes right by him. Aguilar not sure where it is. Casale with a pretty good throw, making it close.
And they're going to ask for a replay review here. The Reds will challenge this call, and I think they're going to get an out of it. That's going to be close. Jesus didn't see it right away, and then didn't really get off to a fast start. He kind of jogged his way to second, assuming there would be no throw.
Let's see if that toe got in there before the tags applied. Now the benefit of a safe call initially on the field. Let's see how that affects the decision in New York.
Brewers have been on the wrong side of a lot of these calls. They did get a challenge overturned today. They had a challenge on a play at the plate last inning that was not overturned. No real slide there by Aguilar, meaning, yeah, I'm not sure he even got to the base. I don't know about this one.
Looks like the toe might be on the edge of the base. Let's just go with that. Yeah, the tag's applied right there, and is the toe on the bag? I'm not sure.
Out. Inning over. Boy, what a costly base running mistake by Aguilar. Not hustling, not sprinting out of the gates, and leave Ryan Braun at the plate. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning.
All right, Dario, thanks. This one coming down to the wire. A 1-1 game, bottom 8. Mason Williams will lead off for the Reds. Had a single his last time up, one of the 4 hits against Miley. Miley's pitching a gem. Reds just scored. They got a 2-out double from Dilson Herrera. Scored Irvin all the way from first. It was a bang play at the plate. Could have gone either way. Brewers challenged the call of safe and did not get it overturned.
I guess if they called him out, they would have been able to keep the out call. Whatever they call in the field was too close to overturn either way.
Aguilar just cut down at second base, trying to advance on a wild pitch. That one's down the line. That is slicing. That is foul. Barely. Williams making a bid at extra bases. A long, loud strike.
That ball slicing as it gets down the corner and fouled by about a foot. Kind of an unfortunate way to end that last inning. I mean, if Aguilar sees it right away, he's able to jog into second. He didn't. And didn't look like he was running full speed and end up getting thrown out. With Ryan Braun at the plate. Can't do that.
All the damage Ryan Braun has done in this ballpark. That's a tough pill to swallow. 2-2 to Williams. Miley extending out here, working in the 8th. Brewers bullpen is a bit shattered after the last 2 games. They had activity last inning. Jordan Lyles was throwing, and now Dan Jennings has joined Lyles.
And even if the bullpen wasn't in bad shape, as far as everybody getting worried, you wouldn't be taking Miley out of this game anyway. He's been that good today.
Yeah, he's pitching well. Here he comes, and a little flare foul. Williams is hanging tough. Miley is just the second starter to pitch in the 8th inning this season. Junior Guerra went 8 on August 3rd. Brewers have not gotten much out of their starters by way of deep starts. And you can't pin all of that on starting pitchers because the Brewers are pretty quick to make those changes. 3rd time through. There's a little fly ball to Braun. Easy enough for out number 1, and a tough battle with Williams ends at an F7.
Yeah, Wade Miley's been absolutely terrific today, and he came out of the bullpen with spot on control. The cutter has been a very good pitch for him. And when he's got that working for him, getting down and in, he's getting a lot of ground ball outs. Our Badger Mutual Insurance plays of the game. All these great pitches by Miley. Left side of the infield always busy when he's on the mound. The cutter, the changeup, the curveball, all very good pitches today for Wade Miley.
Well, Jim Riggleman's going to go to Billy Hamilton off the bench with one away. A mound visit for a little scouting report here with Hamilton coming up. Hamilton, a switch hitter, will hit right-handed against Miley. Hamilton left last night's game after he scored the tying run in the 9th inning. He was limping off the field, but he's back in there today. Wasn't in the starting lineup. Pinch hitting here in the 8th. And one of the fastest players in the game is up there with 1 out, and he turns on one down the left field line. That is a foul ball.
My goodness.
Wow. First ball swinging. Hamilton hit a leadoff home run yesterday and almost launched his 2nd homer in as many days.
Well, he's hit a ton of home runs against the Brewers in his career, and you can see that one hooking foul as it gets to the pole. Hamilton with 4 hits in last night's game.
Billy Hamilton's hit 21 career homers, 7 against Milwaukee, including that leadoff home run in last night's game. Boy, that was a close call. Brewers catch a break with that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hamilton lines it to left. That's in the seats, a foul ball. It's 1-2. Brewers had a bases loaded walk from Yelich in the 5th. Their lone run Reds tied it with an RBI double by Herrera last inning. Last time Wade Miley pitched beyond 7 innings was a game last year right here in Cincinnati. Miley was pitching for the Orioles and he went 8 innings. He got the win, gave up just 2 hits and 1 run, struck out 11 in that game. Hamilton, that's a base hit. Yelich tracks it down. Hamilton on his way to second with a double, a 1-out double. And the go-ahead run is in scoring position for the Reds in the 8th.
Boy, this guy's swinging a bat right now. Had 4 hits last night. He has a 1-out double with the top of the order coming up. And it just goes right with it. He was hooking everything up until this pitch. He got a pitch up and away and just took it right down the line.
And that'll be the end of the line for Wade Miley. 7 1/3 strong here today. Brewers don't give him much support offensively, and Miley will exit. Cannot win this game. Runner at second base, his responsibility, carrying the go-ahead run. And it'll be Dan Jennings, the left-hander, coming on to pitch. One away, and Craig Counsell is going to make a call to the pen. One lefty to another with Scott Schebler coming up, the left-handed hitter. It's going to be Dan Jennings.
Yeah, it could be 1 and out. You got Peraza on deck. We'll see, but Jennings last pitched on Tuesday right here against the Reds. Inning and 2/3, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, walked a couple of batters. Also had a couple of strikeouts. You got Schebler here. He's been vulnerable to high fastballs. Just don't make mistakes with the slider. It has been a problem pitch for Jennings as of late.
Schebler is 2 for 3 in his career against Jennings. And Schebler on base twice today. Had a double in the 4th, was left stranded at 3rd. He walked in the 6th. Reds putting up a threat here. Runner at 2nd, and the speedy Hamilton. 1 away. The shift is on. The Brewers put 3 infielders on the right side. And Schebler jumping on that first pitch. A fastball from Jennings.
Well, you don't figure Billy Hamilton to steal 3rd base, but you never know with that guy. Looked like he was running pretty well when that ball was hit down the corner. I was watching him run, really not favoring that knee. I don't think speed's going to be an issue for him.
Tweaked it last night in a slide at the plate. Schebler, big power hitter. Jennings deals, never mind, inside move. Schebler's hit 12 home runs this year. 2 of them have come against left-handed pitching.
He's hit 3 of his 12 home runs in the 7th inning or later this season.
Yeah, look at the batting average against lefties.
No balls and a strike. Jennings has it. Now in a rundown with Hamilton. And Jennings flips it to Perez. And Moustakas will put the tag on Hamilton, who stayed in the rundown long enough to get the runner to second.
That's a good trade, though. Give Billy Hamilton off the bases.
I think Dan Jennings is hurt. He's tweaked his knee or something, lower leg.
He did a real good job in the rundown. He didn't commit too soon. He ran right at Hamilton, ran him back to second base. Man, that doesn't look good.
There's not a scarier option to be in a rundown with than Billy Hamilton if you're an opponent. Jennings was trying to run him back right when he was trying to avoid.
Yeah, trying to get out of the way. He kind of tweaked the knee. You could see him hobbling after he got out of the way, and that's going to be it. Might have been it anyway with the right-hander coming up.
There's no hesitation on this one. Jennings is out. And the Brewers' beleaguered bullpen suffers another blow here with Jennings on his way out. Made a good play. Got an out on the play for the second out, and he is on his way to the clubhouse. Pitching change. Here comes Lyles. He was just eliminated on this rundown, but Dan Jennings looked like he tweaked his knee trying to avoid Hamilton right there, left knee, and he grabbed it right away, and he immediately called for the athletic trainer.
He did a real good job avoiding Billy Hamilton. If they make contact, Hamilton is going to be awarded third base.
So Jennings is out. Jordan Lyles is in. There are 2 men out. Go ahead run at second base. Lyles will face Jose Peraza.
Yeah, 2 2/3 innings for Lyles on Tuesday. And back at it here today.
Joey Votto is on deck. And a first pitch breaking ball from Lyles is in there for a strike. Normally this is the time you'd see Hader or Jeffress or Soria. But because of the heavy workload the last few days for the Brewers, the last 2 days here in Cincinnati, it is Lyles who gets the ball in the 8th with 2 outs. Peraza into left field. Braun going back. Braun is there to make the catch. And the inning is over. Great running catch by Braun. Got an excellent jump. And Lyles is out of the inning. Comes at a price, though. Jennings is hurt. Brewers go to the 9th. All tied at 1 with the Reds.
pitchers duel today. The Reds just stranded a runner at second. Mason Williams will slide over to right field. That's because Billy Hamilton stays in the game to play center. Hamilton had the double in the 8th inning. Jared Hughes is on the mound. The former Brewer will get the ball in a 1-1 game in the 9th, and Ryan Braun will be back at the plate.
Yep, scoreless inning last night for Jared Hughes. 60th game here today. And a nifty 193 earned run average. The ground ball specialist. Got that good sinker slider combo.
Braun shows bunt, takes a strike. Ryan was at the plate when Aguilar was thrown out at second. Aguilar was originally called safe. Reds challenged the call.
Didn't quite get that toe on the edge of the bag.
And that left Braun standing at home. Ryan is 0 for 3 today. And out in front of this one, a pop up behind the plate. Casale will give it a look. That'll be in the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Braun. Brewers are headed to Washington, D.C. tonight. They start a series with the Nationals tomorrow. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap, Brewers and Nationals from Nationals Park, 5:30 airtime tomorrow. Tanner Roark against Jolie Chassin. Nationals are going to have Roark, Strasburg, and Jeffrey Rodriguez in the series against the Brewers, who have Chassin, Anderson, and Guerra. Sophia reporting earlier that Zach Davies, who is back with the ball club, will start Monday against the Cubs in the day game, the Labor Day special.
Yeah, real good. His last rehab start down in the minor leagues, complete game.
Freddie Peralta, whose spot Davies will take in the rotation, was optioned to AAA today. 1-2 to Braun. Just does hang in there. Brewers are fortunate to miss Max Scherzer as the Nationals utilize an off day. Scherzer's making a bid at a Cy Young Award again this year. 1-2. Missed down and away, not by much. 2-2 now to Ryan.
And at bottom of the strike zone has been sometimes called, sometimes not. This one just misses the knees.
All tied at 1 in the 9th. Here's a 2-2 from Hughes. Braun lays off. 3-2 now. Trying to get Braun to bite. Hughes has been terrific for the Reds this year. Had a down year with the Brewers last season. Had a bad start to the season last season, probably better stated. He's been excellent. And a swing and a miss. He put a fastball right by Braun, right down the middle.
Yeah, right down the middle. About mid-thigh high, and Braun, he swings right through it. Good pitch to hit. That's that two-seam fastball that stayed up a little bit. Not going to see Ryan Braun miss too many of those.
Yeah, Braun looked back almost as if to say, where's the hole in the bat?
Well, that ball had some big move, and it dove as it got to home plate.
Here's Jonathan Schoop. Joakim Soria, Corbin Burns are loosening in the bullpen. Depending on whether it's tied or the Brewers take the lead. I figure Soria would come on to try to close it if the Brewers take the lead here in this 9th inning. Burns, who was excellent yesterday, the only Brewer pitcher who did not allow an earned run yesterday, would come on in case of a tie. One ball, 1 strike to Jonathan Schoop. Outside, 2-1. The Brewers did add to their pitching core today, adding Aaron Brooks, a AAA starter, and Jacob Barnes. Brooks
was scheduled to start today for Colorado Springs, so he is a pitcher who can give you some innings. He would be the long man in this scenario.
That's some pretty good numbers down in AAA. Yeah, 335 earned run average.
2-2 to Scope, fouls it off.
Good news is they haven't needed him today. That would not be good news for the Brewers had they needed a long man today.
Brewers have played 15 extra inning games, 8 and 7, including a win last night. 2-2 to Scope, outside, ball 3. Yelich hit a 3-run homer off Jared Hughes on Tuesday in the opener. Scope hunting a mistake. Full count, 1 out. And it's ball 4. There's the base runner the Brewers are looking for. The go-ahead run is on. And Mike Moustakas coming up.
Yeah, a lot of pitches for Hughes. Back-to-back 3-2 counts. And Ryan Braun at a 3-2 count. Same with Scope. Well, there's your go-ahead run. Got to make sure if you're Moustakas, get one of those 2-seamers started up in the zone. Gets a lot of ground balls.
It's only the second career at bat for Moustakas against Hughes. He's 0 for 1. Big spot in the game, 1 away, and down and in with the breaking ball. I beg your pardon, the sinking fastball. Moustakas last night 4 hits. And had a key home run in the game. Drove that one off David Hernandez. That's how the inning began. 5th home run as a Brewer, number 25 on the year for Moustakas. On the ground, Votto drops it, throws to second, out there, throw to first in time. Double play to end the inning. Wipes out a 1-out walk. Joey Votto remain calm. Peraza the return feed to Hughes. Inning over. On your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports Wisconsin and Brewers baseball with you wherever you go. This one is tight, all even at 1. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Reds are coming up. Joey Votto will lead off for Cincinnati. And the rookie right-hander Corbin Burns, who has been terrific since being called up from the minor leagues, is going to pitch in his most important innings of the year, and I feel like I say that every time he pitches.
Yeah, and he usually comes through. 18th appearance, 3-0 record, earned run average just a little bit over 3. Yeah, we saw him in yesterday's game. He tossed a scoreless 7th inning here in Cincinnati. Gave up a hit, walked a couple of batters, but was able to get out of it.
It's only the second time he's pitched in back-to-back days. It is the first time he's facing Joey Votto. And Votto in the air to center field. Kane eases back. And one pitch and one out, and a big bat to retire for Corbin Burns.
Yeah, I'll tell you, in another few days, you're not going to get away with that pitch. And Joey Votto has spent some time on a disabled list. You can see his timing is just not right. And check this pitch out. I mean, that's his bread and butter right there. The fastball down. Just out on the end of the bat for Votto. Just the timing is just a touch off and an easy out.
Votto 0 for 4 in his return from the DL. Here is Phillip Ervin, who scored the lone Reds run back in the 7th inning. Scored on a 2-out double by Herrera.
Bang, bang, bang play at home. Could have gone either way.
Popped him up. Moustakas will call it. And Corbin Burns with 2 quick outs here in the 9th inning. Think about all that damage that was done yesterday in a 13-12 10-inning Brewers win. Corbin Burns was the only Brewer pitcher to escape yesterday's game without allowing an earned run. Pitched a scoreless inning, worked around a couple of walks, did have a strikeout, but his stuff was sharp yesterday once again.
Yeah, good slider. We'll see how it is. You know, he's been able to get through the first 2 hitters with fastballs.
Kurt Casale on the ground. The shift was on. Scope's got a long way to go, and he'll make the play. And Burns, a quick 3 up, 3 down, 9th inning. Extra innings, 2nd consecutive day. We go to the 10th. Brewers are coming up.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of Extra Innings. Thursday afternoon in Cincinnati, and the Brewers and the Reds are going to play extra innings for the 2nd consecutive day. Brewers won in extra innings last night, 1 in 10. They'll hope to do the same this afternoon. Top of the 10th, 1-1 game. It'll be Hernan Perez to start it. New pitcher for Cincinnati is David Hernandez.
Yeah, overall pretty good numbers, a 265 earned run average, but over his last 4 appearances he's given up 5 earned runs. That covers 3 1/3 innings, and that included 3 earned runs in last night's game.
Through 21 pitches last night. Perez half swing, didn't mean to do it, cuts through, and it's strike one. Brewers led 1-0 until the Reds tied it with a 2-out double by Dilson Herrera in the 7th. 0-2 the count on Perez.
Well, both teams have the bottom of their batting orders due up in his 10th inning.
Now Perez not seeing that one well. He chased 3 in a row. Hernandez just kept throwing it further and further away to see how far he'd go, and he picks up the strikeout on 3 pitches.
Yep, all 3 of them sliders.
Not a good at bat by Perez.
As we always say, you know, get into extra innings, you know, guys go up there thinking about the home run ball. Brewers got one in extra innings last night from Aguilar to lead off the 10th.
There's been a major league record for walk-off home runs this year in Major League Baseball. It does seem like a tendency when you get in games like this. No balls and a strike to Eric Kratz. 0-2 the count. 5 consecutive strikes thrown by Hernandez to start his outing. Brewers have Eric Thames on deck. Reds have Wandy Peralta in the bullpen. 0-2 the count, and Kratz takes a ball.
Kratz with 4 home runs on the year. He hit 3 of them very quickly when he first joined the ball club. He's due for one.
He hit 3 homers in his first 6 games starting in late May. Last homer was August 14th. 2-2 pitch. Kratz pops it up right field, slicing. Williams on the run, can't get there. It's in the seats. Good hustle there by Mason Williams, and the count 2-2 to Kratz.
And we sit up here talking about an extra innings. Guys shouldn't be thinking about home runs, but what do we talk about? When did he hit his last homer?
We're just reporting the facts.
When was his last base hit? Let's just talk about that. That would be last night.
Kratz 0 for 2 with a walk, and he pops this one foul out of play. But in case you wanted more information on his last homer, August 14th at Wrigley off Jesse Chavez. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Eric 2 for 8 in the series after a 5 for 11 homestand where he drove in 3. Yeah, he's hanging tough. He keeps fighting them off. Count remains at 2-2. This will probably be Hernandez's last hitter, with Thames due next. Riggleman would certainly want to play matchup with Wandy Peralta. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll do it again. Kratz takes one off the plate. 3-2 now.
Yeah, that one didn't miss by much. Looked good. Crowd wanted it, but they're not umpiring today. Clearly off the outside corner. Upon further review,
Casale made it look good. Full count. Thames ready, and Kratz takes a called strike 3. And Kratz is barking at home plate umpire Nick Marley.
That's something you never see him do. Can't get thrown out though, Eric. He's the only catcher available, showing restraint.
Back-to-back Ks for Hernandez.
Yeah, borderline at best.
If you're a pitcher, you want it. If you're a hitter trying to scrap your way on base,
You're hoping for a call. Brewers haven't gotten many go their way.
No, they haven't this whole series.
Here's Thames now, and Hernandez will remain in the game.
Some will tell you make your own breaks, though, don't you? Which can't do nothing about that. Off the plate, Kratz should have drawn a walk, but got rung up.
Jim Riggleman came to the top step. He's going to let it ride with Hernandez. Thames has been a Reds killer in his 2 years in Milwaukee. But Ryan Braun's hot bat has kept him on the bench. There's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes account against the Reds. 26 career games for Eric Thames, 14 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Here's a 1-2 outside, 2-2 now. It's a major roll of the dice by Riggleman.
Yeah,
he had Peralta heating up quickly.
And again, I mean, you know, this picking's a little bit slim out there, just like the Brewers bullpen.
Counting on Hernandez to get through it. Here's a 2-2, and Thames fouls it away.
I think if both bullpens were fully stocked with fresh arms, I think they do go to lefty here.
Two and two. Thames fouls it off. Well, Hernandez did have a couple of days off, the scheduled off day, and then did not pitch Tuesday in the Cincinnati 9-7 win. Gave up 3 runs last night, and he strikes out Thames to end the inning. Hernandez strikes out the side, and we're headed for the bottom of the 10th. All tied at 1. Reds are coming to bat. And Craig Counsell back to his bullpen. Joakim Soria will take over. Started his year with the White Sox. Had a stint on the disabled list with a groin injury. Now he's back with the Brewers, and he'll try to get this game to the 11th inning.
Yeah, this will be 4 games in a row. Keep in mind there was an off day on Monday, so he did have that day off, but he's pitched in all 3 games of this series.
Dilson Herrera, the reason we are still here. He had an RBI double in the 7th inning. A 2-out double off Wade Miley scored Irvin from first base. On a bang-bang play at the plate, Brewers challenged the call at the plate. There's a pop-up, foul territory. Aguilar will watch it into the seats. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Herrera. Brewers have used
4 relievers now, even though Wade Miley went 7 1/3. Dan Jennings injured his knee. Went 1/3 of an inning. Jordan Lyles came on to get out of the 8th inning. And then Burns pitched a scoreless 9th. Now it's Soria. No balls, 2 strikes, and a wave and a miss. A 3/4 delivery on the breaking ball. Herrera strikes out. Soria out number 1 of the 10th.
Yeah, just such an effective pitch when you're ahead in the count. Watch him drop down. Watch the front shoulder of Herrera. No chance when you throw it on the outer half and even off the outside corner. Leadoff strikeout in the 10th. One of the things that you really missed from Soria when he was on the disabled list is his ability to pitch a lot. 3 days in a row. Last 4 games.
Yeah, and a pitcher that has had the Tommy John procedure twice. Many felt he would never make it back after the second Tommy John surgery. Replacing that tendon in the elbow. Former All-Star closer with the Royals. Misses outside to Dixon. This kid's got big power here. We saw it last night. Got to stay out of the danger zone with him. Two and 0 the count on Brandon Dixon. Gets to start at 3rd today, and did he go? Yes.
Yeah, danger zone last night against Jefferson. The 10th was middle in fastball. Hit a bomb to center. Watch the location. He got all of it.
Up above the camera well. One of the 9 home runs that were hit last night. 2 and 1. A big swing and a miss. Soria put it in that sweet spot, and Dixon missed it. Wade Miley was terrific this afternoon. Gave the Brewers a deep start. 7 1/3 for Miley. 3-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Soria strikes him out. Went back to the fastball. Back-to-back Ks for Joakim Soria.
Yeah, fastball outer half up. And Dixon with a big swing with 2 strikes. Comes up empty. Supposed to be down, but check out where it ends up. It had the plate up in the zone, and Dixon swings right through it. A little bit late.
So 2 men are out in the Reds' 10th. And Mason Williams coming up. If the Brewers can survive and get to the 11th, they'll have the top of the order. Williams, a little flare, is going to fall into left field on the first pitch. A base hit. And the winning run is aboard for Cincinnati.
Yeah, picking on the first pitch, not messing around. He's watching what's going on. Fastball down the middle. And Soria not happy with the location. And Williams able to serve it out in the left field.
Williams has had some good at-bats against the Brewers. Gets a start today, delivers with a hit with 2 outs. And now Billy Hamilton, who did not start the game today. Pinch hit in the 8th, had a double. Second at bat. Hamilton has 5 hits in the last 2 days. Scooter Gennett would be next if Hamilton can reach. That's the last guy the Brewers want to face. Figure they're going to have to face him at some point, but you'd rather it be in the bottom of the 11th.
Well, you got to be careful. Hamilton right now has been swinging a pretty good bat. I mean, he hit a home run last night, just missed one earlier today. So just because Jeanette's on deck, just don't throw a cookie down the middle. Right now he's seeing it well.
There's a shot, and it's caught by Aguilar. Snow cone. Up the ladder goes Jesus. And the inning is over, and this one marches on to the 11th inning. Holding the runner on, Aguilar. Look at that vertical leap. Big man can fly. Soria jumps with him. We go to the 11th and the top of the order coming up. On Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of Extra Innings.
Well, we go to the 11th now. The Brewers are trying to sneak out of Cincinnati with back-to-back extra inning wins. All tied at 1. Much different game than we saw last night. How about this play by Aguilar? Just at the top of his jump. If that one gets over his head, Williams certainly goes to third. Hamilton might end up at second.
Yep, snow cone. Way to go, Jesus. Who says he can't jump?
Austin Bryce will pitch for Cincinnati. Reds bring Scooter Gennett in the game as well. He'll hit leadoff in the bottom of the 11th. So the Brewers are still going to have to go through Gennett, Peraza, and Votto next inning. We're trying to get a run on the board. Brewers have their top of the order up here. Lorenzo Cain, Christian Yelich, and Jesus Aguilar. And Cain delivers deep into left. It is up and it is gone. Lorenzo Cain, a go-ahead home run in the 11th inning. 2-1 Milwaukee.
Yep, right off the top of the wall. First pitch. Fastball in, and he turns on it. I told you, go up there looking to hit homers. That's the way you do it. And the streak continues for the Brewers here at this ballpark.
22 straight games with a home run at Great American Ballpark. Lorenzo Cain is 10th of the year. None bigger than that one. Go-ahead home run in the 11th. Now it's Yelich.
Yeah, Bryce just got called up from AAA today. His first pitch ends up out of the ballpark. In the 11th, Lorenzo looking inside. He got a fastball in there and able to barrel it up, knock it off the top of the fence.
Yelich, fly ball, shallow left toward the line. And Irvin will put it away for out number 1.
hitless day for Christian Yelich, although he hit the ball hard twice. That resulted in outs. And Lorenzo Cain all smiles over there in the dugout. Big home run for the Brew Crew to give him the lead.
Had about a 2-month home run drought. He's hit 2 since, and that one couldn't have come at a better time. Right off the top of the fence and out of here. Gives the Brewers a 2-1 lead.
Cain's first home run since August 14th. That was a leadoff home run against the Cubs' Jose Quintana at Wrigley. Jesus Aguilar, who hit the go-ahead home run last night. They may have an injury situation here with Bryce going back to the back of the mound.
Sally right away went out. Something's going on with him.
Just mouthed the words that he's fine. I'm not sure the Reds are buying that.
He's not acting fine. That's why everybody came out, because he was doing something to indicate he wasn't.
I probably want to see him throw a couple just to make sure. I couldn't really tell what the injury was, but something got him. He walked behind the mound after that last pitch.
Thinking about it right now, then walks off the mound. You can see the expression on his face, and he kind of hunches over, gets his hands on the knees, and want to make sure he's all right.
Now they're going to take him out. No sense running the risk here. Reds athletic trainer will not allow him to continue on in this game, and the Reds will make a pitching change mid-count with Jesus Aguilar. Now Lorenzo Cain with a home run off Bryce has given the Brewers a 2-1 lead. They are looking for more here in this 11th inning. We got a pitching change. We'll take a break. Pitching change. Let's get you caught up here. Our game summary. A bases loaded walk to Christian Yelich in the 5th inning. Completed the lone Brewers run for a while. And then it was a 2-out double off the bat of Dilson Herrera. Bang bang play at the plate. Went to a challenge. Dan Jennings injured his knee on this rundown with Billy Hamilton. And just moments ago, an injury for a Reds pitcher, Austin Bryce. Lorenzo Cain with the home run off Bryce prior to the injury. First home run since August 14th, and now it's going to be Jackson Stevens who will pick it up mid-count. He'll get all the time he needs to get loose.
And we saw him last night give up a couple of hits and a run, that insurance run for the Brewers in the 10th. This guy's got a fastball, slider, curveball. He throws both, the curveball and a slider. Stevens reinstated from the disabled list on Wednesday. That was yesterday, and immediately appeared in the game in extra innings. In 20th appearance, a .497 earned run average. 25 punchouts in 29 innings for Jackson Stevens.
Well, he gets ready quickly on the game mound. And we will resume play in this 11th inning. 2-1 Brewers. Jesus Aguilar in an 0-1 count. And Jesus into center field. That's down. Base hit. First pitch he sees from Stevens. A clean single to center. And the Brewers will take as much insurance as they can.
Well, the insurance run last night in the 10th inning came up big. They ended up winning by 1. Reds would get one in the bottom of the 9th on a home run. Let's see if they can add on again today off of Stevens.
Might have a pinch runner here for Aguilar. You have Arcia is going to run. You see Josh Hader getting ready in the Brewers pen. Reds are lined up with Jeanette, Peraza, and Votto. Jeanette, Votto being left-handed. So Counsell will take Aguilar out. Arcia will pinch run and will stay into play short. And here is Ryan Braun now. 2-1 Brew Crew. 10-inning win last night. 13-12. They have taken the lead in extra innings today. Braun takes a strike. Little jam shot roll to third. Dixon's only play is first. It's the second out of the inning. But Arcia advances into scoring position. 2 gone now for Jonathan Schoop.
And Stevens with that good run on his fastball, able to get in on Braun's hands. Easy roll to third. But the Brewers get another man in scoring position. Let's see if Jonathan Schoop can drive him in.
Schoop hit number 20 last night. A 2-run homer in the 7th. At the time, the Brewers were down 4. Schoop cut the deficit to 2. Starting to find that power bat in a Brewer uniform. He's hit 3 home runs as a Brewer, and they've all come in the last 9 days. Big run to pick up at second base. A ball and no strikes on Schoop. 1-1. Hit him. Fastball boring in, drills Schoop, turns into it as well. Boy, that can be so dangerous. It looks like he's all right though. Man, you never know on those pitches up and in like that, around the hands, the wrist.
Yeah, that's not where you want to get hit. You know, forearms real bad, but not as bad as, you know, the hands. Got him on the forearm. Hopefully it didn't get all bone. That running fastball, not able to keep it on the strike zone.
There's Dave Yeager, the Brewers athletic trainer. Gonna take a look at this. Says he's all right. That's good news for Schoop and the Brewers. First and second now for Milwaukee. 2 outs in the inning. And Mike Moustakas with a chance to do some damage here with 2 away.
Brewers have taken the lead on a Lorenzo Cain homer to start the inning. That was off Austin Bryce, who left with an injury. 2 on, 2 out. And Moustakas, a jam shot pop-up. Foul territory. Dixon is in. He's got it. And the side is retired. Coming down to this, we head to the bottom of the 11th. And now the Brewers have a lead. Lorenzo Cain with a home run. It's 2-1 Milwaukee. Reds have the top of their order coming up. Top half. 10th home run of the year for Cain, a big one. And now Craig Counsell is going to give the ball to Josh Hader. A rough night last night, giving up 4 earned runs, but Hader is on to try to close it out, and he's going to have to earn it with the top of the Reds order coming up.
Yeah, 2/3 of an inning, 4 runs. He did give up the home run to Suarez. Scooter Gennett actually doubled on him last night, so an opportunity for redemption for the Brewers left-hander. Overall, really good numbers at 205 earned run average. Game number 45.
So Hader looking for the bounce back. Scooter Gennett will lead off. His first at bat of the game, and a ground ball to second. Jonathan Schoop to Perez for out number 1 on 1 pitch. Hader gets the first man out.
Yeah, went after him with the fastball. Scooter Gennett has been all over the sliders. Off-speed pitches in this series, particularly against the lefties.
Now Perez takes over for Aguilar at first base, with Arcia in the game at short. One away. Here's Jose Peraza. Fastball strike for Hader. 95 with the heater. Hader had given up only 11 earned runs all season prior to last night, then gave up 4 last night. Entered the game early, came in the 5th inning. There's a swing and a foul, and it's 0-2 on Peraza. Joey Votto due next. Peraza 0 for 4 today. Hit a line out to left his last time up. And a fly ball right field. Routine for Yelich. Josh Hader has retired the first 2 Reds. And one big piece of the puzzle remains as Joey Votto is coming to the plate with 2 outs.
And ordinarily left-handed pitching doesn't really bother Votto too much. He's that good, but he's been on the disabled list for a while. It seemed like his timing's off a little bit, but yeah, with him it doesn't take long.
Reds down to their last out. 2-1 Brewers in the 11th. And Votto a swing and a miss. Put a fastball right by him. 96-mile-an-hour heat. That's the one Hader calls his speed pitch. Got to find his speed pitch. 0-1. Missed with a fastball.
I just don't want to make a mistake. Do him a favor with a slider that's up.
Hader trying to keep him hitless. 1 ball, 1 strike. Votto takes strike 2. The slider that time.
Yeah, right on the edge.
Reds are down to their last strike.
And if you're going to throw it again, put it in the dirt. That one a cold strike. Don't need to throw a strike right here.
Hader against Votto. Brewers trying to win the series. 1-2 with 2 outs in the 11th. And a swing and a foul tip in and out of the glove of Kratz. Oh, almost called.
Yep, fastball 94. Oh, so close.
Oh, right to the heel of the catcher's mitt. There's no skill involved in that. That's a luck play. It's either in the mitt or not. But Votto stays alive for 1 more pitch from Hader. Again, the 1-2. Lays off a fastball that time. 2-2 the count. See what Hader has in mind. 2-2. And Votto, ground ball up the middle, backhanded scope, throw to first in time, and the Brewers win another thriller.
My goodness.
An extra inning victory in back-to-back games for Milwaukee.
Yep, and they've won their last 3 extra inning games. That 15-inning job in Milwaukee last night, tonight, and Lorenzo Cain with a big blow in the 11th inning. How about the bullpen coming up big today? The bullpen had been scuffling, but held the Reds scoreless.
A beat-up bullpen. We'll have to check on the injury status of Dan Jennings on our Brewers Live postgame. Brewers get out of Cincinnati with a series win. Cain the decisive homer, Josh Hader the save, and it's time for Brewers Live. We check in with Dario Melendez in our Fox Sports Wisconsin studios.